Well, thank you for that introduction. That's something I probably got to change. That's kind of boring and long, and we maybe ought to be a little more inspirational in that introduction. But no, thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you to the Business Record. It's great to have this opportunity to share a few ideas with you. And Jessica, I love the idea of a shield wall. Thank you for sharing that and bringing that about. As we talked about, I've been at EMC for 30 years. I actually started as an intern. And I grew up at EMC. My father was at EMC, and I started hanging out with actuaries when I was in second grade. But I did become the CEO on March 11th, 2020. I went into the office on my first official day in the office, March 12th, and we made the strategic decision to send everyone home for 2 weeks. Flatten the curve, right? So obviously it's been a very interesting 18 months in this new role, but I'm excited to be here tonight and to share with you just a few ideas that I have. First of all, each of us has the power to truly impact people's lives. Let's be honest, when I first started my career, I had no interest in being in leadership. I had no interest or desire to be a CEO. I didn't take MBA classes. I was a math guy, and I didn't have the idea of ever being a leader. And I looked around and I saw a lot of leaders that were command and control type of leaders. They were dictators, they were bossy, they told people what to do, and that just didn't have much interest to me. But then I also began looking around at the leaders that I respected the most, the ones that I saw impacting people's lives, the ones that were investing in individual lives, helping them change, helping them come along, engaging them and empowering them. And it's like, that's the kind of person that I want to be. That's who I am, and that's what I want to do. I want to be impacting people's lives. And so that became my leadership journey. That's who I wanted to become. But another thing that I noticed was the fact that these leaders were also very authentic and genuine. You can't act like you're trying to invest in people and improve their lives. You can't do it. It comes across as fake, and it's not going to be very helpful or successful. But these people were very authentic, and that's one thing that I strive to be, is authentic. I want to be my authentic self so that others around me can be their authentic selves as well. And so what that means for me is my faith is very important to me, and I wear my faith on my sleeve. My leadership style is to be a servant leader, meaning that I'm looking for ways that I can invest in people, that I can put others' needs ahead of my own. That's my focus. I'm also very open about the fact that I spend time in prayer and in the scriptures, looking for wisdom and discernment. That way I can be a better, more effective leader of both my family and at work. But that is the source of my strength. That is where my strength comes from. And my question for all of you is, what is your source of strength? As you think about trying to make a difference and impact people's lives, what strength can you rely on to help get you there? Because the reality is we have to be intentional if we really want to impact people's lives. And if we're not intentional, it just simply isn't going to happen. So what ways will you build that legacy and be intentional about investing in people's lives? And where will you draw that strength from? Think about that for a little bit. A second idea is very related, and that's keep your why top of mind. We say at EMC over the past year that EMC exists to improve lives. We improve the lives of our policyholders by providing peace of mind, our agents, our claimants, by paying claims we owe and helping them get back on their feet very quickly, our team members, our community, our agents. But we want our team members to think about, I'm not coming in to be a programmer, I'm coming into work to improve the life of the underwriter who's going to use that system 2 months from now, 3 months from now. And so to get everyone on board with that why and that purpose. My question for all of you as leaders, what is your organization's why? Why do you exist? And maybe more importantly, what is your individual why? And how does that align to that organizational why? As I mentioned earlier, the importance of intentionality. I'm very much about being intentional. And so one thing that I've done is I've developed my own personal brand statement. And that brand statement is focused on how can I be a better leader and be intentional about it. And that brand statement is to be a confident and decisive servant leader who empowers people and improves lives by building trust, coaching, and connecting everyone to the vision of EMC. I review that every day, and I look for opportunities to implement that in every meeting that I go to. So that's a matter of being intentional about investing in others. It's also important we be intentional about investing in ourselves, which leads to my final idea. And that is that fitness is critical to mental health. After the last 18 months, we've all experienced a lot of difficulties, but I've realized the importance of physical exercise in my own life. Not only does it help with physical well-being, but it has a big impact on my mental health and relieving stress. So I exercise nearly every day. My wife and I, we run many days a week. We get up early in the morning, go out for a run. That's our date time. That's the time that we get to enjoy each other. We're relieving stress, spending time talking together, but also being physically active. And that has been a big factor in helping me get through the challenging times of the past year. I will say this, however, my wife is very competitive, as am I, and I've learned that I'm better off not to make it a competition because she would leave me in the dust. But I just want to encourage everyone to be intentional about finding time to exercise, be physically active, but not right now because we have some more great ideas coming.